Welcome to another episode where we don't talk about anime, but we talk about movies.
Wait, what?
I'm your host today, Robert, with Eddie.
He just started. Look at him.
And Forrest on my left. Or you're right if you're watching.
I was about to say, if you're watching this upside down, I'm the one on his right side. But if you're watching this normally, I'm on his left
listening
side.
on Spotify, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a good time to shout out our Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Oh, unless you can make it so, like, if you're wearing headphones, you can hear it.
On each
I think
side.
we'd have to redo the
That's so much work. Anyway, we're talking about The Whale today. The documentary.
I like whales.
Yeah.
Whales are great.
I think the killer whale's my favorite.
Killer whales, what's up? They smart.
Yeah.
I know how big they were. I went to go see some whales back in October.
Uh-huh.
And we're like right next to them. Like, these bitches are huge.
The humpback
Well,
whales?
of course.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, their
yeah.
fucking tails are huge.
Yeah, they're giant.
Yeah.
Imagine,
It's a
like
big
when
animal.
it just swings and drops its tail. Imagine being under that.
Just Moby Dick that dude was.
He had
Well,
a Moby Dick.
The captain was crazy. He was like, I'm gonna go kill a whale. Like, I don't know, dude. They're
Imagine
fucking
being
huge.
People used to do that.
Imagine being swallowed by a
Normally.
whale.
Like
on
Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people used to do that on little rowboats with harpoons.
Dude, that shit's wild.
It's poor animals.
Yeah.
Very poor animals.
Did they even eat them? You just kill them.
No,
they use
there
it
was
for
a lot of
everything.
uses for it.
They have a lot of blubber, so you can use that to make candles.
Oils and
oils,
waxes.
Soap.
yeah. And their
Yeah.
bones are very useful because they're sturdy and they're huge.
Uh-huh.
That's how you can make they're nice and white, so you can do a good Gandalf staff.
What we use the teeth for?
What teeth? They don't have teeth.
I don't think they have teeth.
That's some sort of teeth.
No,
Some
they have
whales
like
do.
they have like a
Little
the
brush.
big ones have like a filter.
Yeah.
they filter feed.
I don't know what they filter because they eat everything anyway.
trash. Nah, I don't know. I don't know about whales. Anyway,
Is this why we cut up the little rings? So it doesn't go around the
I don't
whale's
think.
neck?
I don't think that's for whales.
No?
No.
Interesting. Well, anyway, we're talking about The Whale.
the one
Film
and only.
by Darren Aronofsky, starring Brendan Fraser
My
and
boy.
Sadie Sings.
And,
and I don't know
and
Rebel
the
Rose.
other guy.
That Mormon guy.
Yeah. I like how the movie has to make the distinction.
One of those Mormons.
No, I belong to New Life. I belong to another cult.
No. Mormonism's bigger than a cult at this point.
Oh, you're right.
They somehow barely passed the numbers.
Right.
I mean, I don't know when it owns like over like 100 million in assets, right? Is it?
And when you commit some tax fraud.
Is it a
And you
company?
fucking buy stocks,
okay.
which is against the law. But
So, The Whale.
It's about a movie. It's about a teacher.
Yes, about an English teacher
An English teacher that lives in his house and doesn't leave.
because he is
depressed.
He's depressed.
depressed and morbidly obese.
I was gonna say he's handicapped, but yeah, he's he's obese.
Well, that's because of the depression.
Of course.
'Cause then, man,
Many things
It's-
that happen to him.
I mean, it's a movie about self-destruction.
oh yeah,
Because
easily.
that's what it is. It's like, and that was always the thing, when you go into this film and there's the the weird ideas of whether it's fat phobic or not. But because it's the same thing as watching something like Requiem for a Dream. It's just a person destroying themselves with whatever substance they can find. In this case, that substance is food.
Yeah.
So.
Which makes sense because I'd argue there's tons of ways you can kill yourself.
No, of course.
Or at least in this type of fashion.
Yeah.
And this one makes sense. But man, this guy fucking scarfs food down in certain scenes. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, that scene is rough.
that scene towards the end,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know, dude. Watching the whole movie, I'm just like, my heart kind of hurts.
Dude, motherfucker was popping Snickers like they're pills.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, oh. I
Dude,
love
when
a
he was
Snickers
doing
bar.
that double pizza,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. He's onto something. Maybe I should try
I've seen this already.
I've never seen it. I've never seen someone do it. I've never seen you do it. I throw up.
We just try to look away. Yeah.
Back teenage years, like we get just Little Caesars and get like 4 slices of pizza, 2 in each hand. But then again, it was also like metabolism up the roof.
This man used to eat a whole box and a half by himself.
He can still do that now.
No, he can only
No.
eat like 2 slices
No,
now.
Well, he gets heartburn and dies afterwards, but he can still do it.
He has consequences
he
now.
just has to push through the heartburn.
You just take some pills beforehand. And you good.
Take some Tums.
Call it Snicker bars in this movie.
Yeah, dude. Watch this movie. Like my heart hurts. I
Dude, the first scene
feel like out of breath.
was hard to watch in general.
You just started off the bat and was like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Yeah, Gabe pouring in the background, him trying to jerk off.
And then missionary shows up.
Why he's having a heart attack.
Yeah, well,
And then he gets read a lovely poem about a whale.
essay.
Or essay,
But-
thank you.
About what? Yeah, it's an essay about Moby
It's an
Dick.
essay about Moby Dick.
The whole movie, I thought it was like that essay was written by his lover.
Oh yeah,
Exactly. I thought the
Until
whole
the
time.
end, and he's like, "George, you painted me this whole time."
it was the daughter. Well, I wondered. It's kind of hard to tell because there's parts of the essay I'm like, I mean, I can understand this being a student's essay. At other parts, I'm like, this was written by a young person or a child.
Yeah, I thought it was a student because they also threw the red herring that his lover was a student of his.
I mean, he was.
He's an English major.
Yeah.
It's all like thrown
but he was,
at you.
but he was an older guy.
Oh yeah, of course. But in my head, I didn't fully pay attention to like everything that they were reading off the keep wanting to say poem, but the essay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see that, and that's why he wants it being read to him.
Yeah.
But then the lovely Mormon guy comes in, saves his life. He's a bro.
Did he save his life? He just like read this essay to me.
It calmed him down.
I guess.
If you're having a heart attack, you normally
Normally hold
you
them
wanna
off until
call
the nurse shows
You
up.
want to call the cop
Well,
or
it's
the
not
ambulance.
because it wasn't necessarily a heart attack, and because his heart didn't stop.
Well,
It's just
yeah,
doing weird things.
True. He's going
The
to
beginnings of a heart attack.
Yeah.
stress. It could be
Because if it was
stroke,
full
I don't know.
cardiac arrest, he'd be gone. You don't come back from that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd argue
And-
it's a part of it.
Yeah.
You're having heart problems. He's under stress.
This
His
is
body's under stress.
this movie's just so hard to watch sometimes. It's like
Movie's also hard to talk about.
It stressed me. Also made me very hungry.
No, it didn't make me hungry at all, man.
it's like the adverse effect to a certain degree.
Every time
but-
I saw him eat, I'm like, I don't want to eat anymore.
Oh, dude, I looked at my girlfriend when we were watching. Like, I'm so hungry.
Really?
Yeah. And then my heart hurt after that.
I wonder why.
It's I mean, everyone in this film does so well.
Oh, yeah.
Just like with whatever role they were given, they just knock it out of the park.
I don't know what's the girl's name. What's the child actor? She didn't amaze me. I feel like she's being typecasted now. She plays the same fucking character in every show she's in.
You mean two things?
She's been like 3.
It's every show. That's a lot of shows.
a lot of shows. That's 3 for 3.
Someone would say that's 100% batting average. That's pretty good.
Play the angsty teenager. She does pretty well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of, it is typecasting, I guess, on a bit, but normally people that age are very angsty. I saw
She's
pictures
not
of you with
acting.
hair covering
Aren't they
your
all
eyes.
adults now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna Google it.
That's too much work. What's an adult in acting though? Because you can be so like 30 and acting as like a 14-year-old.
As a high school.
Well, that's like
schooler.
most shows. They're like the dude is like 25. Like, oh yeah, I'm 17.
I remember when I was in middle school. He's got
Jarring
full
with-
beard.
Yeah.
Fucking
I don't know,
swole.
man. I knew a person who had a full beard coming out of middle school.
He's different. He's different.
He sits here sometimes.
He's built different.
He had a beard when I knew him when he was 15. I thought he was 20 something.
Puberty hits hard for certain people.
But I mean, Brendan Fraser does so well.
He kills it,
He
dude.
kills it in
Kills
this.
it.
Just from like, oh my lord, it's like you feel so bad for this person, but you can understand why everyone's so frustrated with him at the same time. But you're just like, oh, dude, my man.
Dude, especially when you find out that all of his problems could have been solved because he has the money to do so,
Oh yeah.
and he never told anybody. He's just like, no, yeah, I'm just broke.
No, well, it's not that. Like I said, it's a movie about self-destruction.
Yeah.
It's not that it can't be fixed or that he can't fix it. It's he chooses not
because
to.
there are so many parts where he had the vision of like, I can survive this.
Of course he can.
Like, there's the part when he's going through the drawers and he picks up like the Snickers or whatever bar it was, and he looks at it, he doesn't want it, he like puts it away, and then he gets stressed out about, I can't remember if it was something he thought of or something happened.
Yeah.
And I just remember him opening the drawer again, he eats like 3 of them straight.
Fisting them like, damn.
He's like,
and that's the thing. I mean, it's what this man is, right?
Yeah.
There's just this trauma built into him, and he just has no way of overcoming it without just eating.
And there's moments of redemption that could have happened
No, of course.
constantly, but he fell into self-destruction.
Yeah.
Constantly.
My favorite scene was when he's talking to his ex-wife, and just the whole sequence.
That seems so
I
rough.
loved it. Just like, oh God, like you still care for each other, and just circumstances of life, you know. But anyway,
That didn't help a lot, though. Like, just being ghosted, basically.
Yeah. He
he was a piece of shit father.
And that's the thing, right? It's like you feel bad for him, obviously, because you see what he is now, what he's become, and what he's gone through.
I feel bad and not at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing with it. It's like you feel bad because I think there's a certain part of anyone who, has any like little inkling of empathy where you see a person in a situation like this and you're like, fuck, dude. But at the same time, it's like you hear of like stuff he's done and you see like what he's doing. And at times you're like, why you like this?
Well, that's why you see how his friend, the nurse, she's so frustrated with him because I think she's helped him for years. She's known him for years because of other circumstances, and just having to see him go through all of this.
Yeah. Well, she's like the family he has left.
Yeah.
Because she's the sibling of his former lover.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
Like, oh my, because it's not just him either. Because from the context, it seemed like the other guy. Well, no, the other guy committed suicide, right? That's what it was.
Her brother committed suicide.
Yeah, her brother committed suicide. Yeah. But he was also in that self-destructive kind of route as well. Because he was saying he didn't eat and all this other things.
Well, like imagine
sickly and depressed.
You live in a very religious family or whatever, when your parents are the religious leaders, and then obviously his way of living was completely against of what they believe or whatever. So that pressure of that led him to commit suicide.
Plus, he was also super religious.
Yeah, so it's like that religious guilt.
It's the inner conflict.
Yeah.
Where are we saying religion's bad?
It can be.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Because I'd argue, like, this whole movie is about self-destruction in every way.
Yeah.
Because you have too much eating, not enough eating, committing suicide. You have the
too much religion.
The religious guy running away because he's scared because he stole. And he thinks he's going to be basically like shunned. But he's also still trying to do good. You got the kid who basically just said, I have no parents.
Fuck the world.
Fuck the world.
Yeah.
You have basically destruction on every side of the coin.
It's just people in self-destructive spirals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole point of the movie, I think, is just this weird, like, asking, almost begging for redemption for anybody.
Which I like the arc between him and his daughter. Because you can see his self-destruction is almost a slap in the face to her of realization of, oh, this could be almost my future-ish.
Yeah.
Like, if
Not
I
the
don't
same,
fix
but similar.
if I don't fix myself, what I'm doing in life is gonna fuck over my whole life in general. Which the only thing that didn't make sense to me was when she texted like the Mormon dude smoking weed to the family.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if that was out of like,
I think it's, and I
fuck
think
you.
I think I think it's meant to be ambiguous to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Because you never get the opportunity to hear anything of what she wants. Because obviously you see the mother comes in and she's like, oh, she's evil. She's like a piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
This person.
Which you can see.
And then you see the blind optimism that he has.
Yeah.
Right?
Where he's like, oh, she was helping him. In my head, I'm like, I don't know, really.
Yeah.
I think it's up to your interpretation, because you can see both sides where the mom is very pessimistic.
Yeah.
And then obviously the dad was very optimistic to a fault, right? So he wanted to see that his daughter was doing good instead of like being a piece of shit.
Because personally, I think it was one of those things that she's trying to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it backfired.
And it backfired, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then her,
because that's how I understood it.
Yeah.
But the move, you see his side where it made it seem like, she was doing good. I'm like,
because that's what he wants. That's what he wants to believe.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like, and it for me, that whole ending scene is it's hard for me to believe that's exactly how things turned out. Right? Because it's like, because you see it from the moment he starts dying, right, over there, and you see like the optimism he has talking to, the nurse about the daughter, and the daughter comes in and all this happens. And I watch this, right? And it's so hard for me to look at that and be like, her change feels a little unbelievable, but at the same time, it's hard when you're faced with something so traumatic like that.
If you're watching something that happened in your face, it's very traumatizing.
No, of course.
Even if you are separated within that time period.
Yeah. As much as you like hate this person, or as much as like, you've gone the scorched earth strategy, right? It's so hard to see someone like that if you have any inkling of, I guess, humanity in you left and not feel something, right?
Bro, that scene, like when he gets up to walk towards them, I'm like, bro, no.
making it somewhat funny though in my head, because he's finally walking towards her, and I'm pretty sure he died. That's the point of the white light.
Yeah, that's the point of the end.
And he's walking towards her. Did he fall forward? I saw that, and I saw the credits roll. I'm like, did both of them die? Because that man probably fell on her.
He went through the floor.
So the people below died.
Yeah.
A lot of people died in this movie. Oh, shame. Rest in peace.
Well, I don't know. It's just crazy to me, like how it all plays out and everything. And that's the thing with the end. Like, you don't know if the daughter gets better. You don't know if she changes, or after getting whatever his inheritance was, like 100-something thousand.
120,000.
Dude, in my head, I'm like, why didn't you put this in a trust so then she looks like a piece of shit person, and then she's not like, I'm just gonna blow it all on whatever.
I think it is though.
I thought it was just in his bank account.
That's how I understood it. It doesn't really explain it.
No, it doesn't explain like where he puts this money at.
I just pictured he get money, whatever he doesn't use, he just shoves in the savings, which just makes sense, I guess. If you're,
I want to calculate. This man eats 2 boxes of pizza every night. How much money is that?
We'll go on the low end, say $20.
Well. Let's think. We also have to push it back a little bit. So this is.
Well, he says he leaves $20 in the box every time.
Oh, that's
right.
Is
that paying for the pizza plus tip?
Yeah,
I would assume so.
So you say $20 a night. 20
this
times
isn't 20.
7.
This is also like
That's
7 years ago, because it's like 2016.
Okay,
dude, that's $7,000 just on
in
pizza. Yeah,
that's about right. Yeah, mathematically.
A year. Yeah. Holy shit.
And then you say he probably eats lunch. I don't think he eats breakfast, but
he eats a sub or whatever.
Yeah, like 2
whenever
subs.
she brings it.
Dude, remember when he was choking on that sub?
Yeah. Oh, that scene was rough.
That scene was rough.
It's all rough. It's all rough. The movie's rough.
Dude, when he dropped that key on the floor, I'm like, how is he gonna pick it up?
I like he's got the look.
And I'm just like, but still, I'm just like, you don't have nails to like.
I'm not gonna lie, I never thought he went to bed until like the scenes where they showed
when
him fight. I thought he just slept on the couch.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're that big, it makes sense.
I'm just like, when you're that big, how do you jerk off?
Oh,
Like that was the first scene. I'm just like, that seems like so much.
No, you have a heart attack while you try to do it.
Yeah, I guess if you really want to.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, God.
Sometimes you just get horny.
Yeah, dude. The other scene that I liked and I hated at the same time was when the Mormon guy came back, right, to preach to him.
Yeah.
Even though obviously he already knew all the pamphlets, he was in the religion.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "No, I want to save you." And I'm like, "Dude, stop."
Stop.
That full stop, right? I'm gonna stop the movie right now.
I do like that. I did like his arc though, of him actually kind of being like genuine, of like, even though he doesn't have much money, he's trying to save somebody.
But then at the end, he was like, "Yeah, I found you disgusting because
Well, yeah, of
you're
course.
bad." and you're gay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the religious
And
thing.
yeah, I'm just like, this guy's a piece of
But
shit.
to save someone, if you go off for like the religious terms, he's probably trying to make him straight and not fat.
He's trying to justify the self-righteousness of him growing up, right?
Yeah, the usual.
I think it's just for selfish reasons that he's trying to save him, right?
But that's almost everyone in this film. I would argue, maybe even I think everyone in this film is like going through some form, like all their motives are selfish.
Yeah.
But isn't all that just selfish in general?
Yeah.
Like when you're trying to save people, it's not because you want them to save, because you want to push your religion on them because you think you'll go to heaven better because of I put you to fucking underwater for half a second.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing with him, right? You can tell it's not for Charlie, for Brendan, his character. Yeah. It's for him. Yeah. It's for him to feel justified in everything he's done.
I stole this money and I want to spend it to boost for the religious problem, but because I fucked up, I stole it, so I'm trying to counteract it.
He's trying to justify his own ideals and what he believes and stuff. And it's not for the benefit of the other person; it's for the benefit of himself, which is why the daughter pretty much she sees that pretty clearly.
Because it's interesting. The man steals $2,000, which is not a lot, even at the time. I'd argue that's a half a year worth or a quarter year's worth of pizza, and and so he's got this money, and he's like, I'm gonna run away because I stole it from the church because the church didn't want it. Basically.
Well, because I guess his idea of what missionary work was completely different from what they were doing. Yeah,
which is fair.
So he's like, I'm gonna steal this money and I'm gonna use it to what I think it's right.
Yeah,
because if you think the church is not going out in the right way to promote people, sure, makes sense. Yeah. That's what they've done for hundreds of years. Obviously, nowadays it doesn't work as well because we are all jaded and we don't care anymore. So, in that opinion, I understand how he felt, but what he was doing was not 100% righteous.
No. Like I said, it's for him, and that's something you see in this film in general. And I mean, that's something you see in any major dramatic scene, right? Because what makes dramatic scenes interesting is the idea of that every character going in has their own selfish motives, and that's what propels every action they do, right? It doesn't mean that there's people that can't show bits of selflessness and stuff like that, but maybe at the very bottom or core, what they're doing is selfish.
You know what I think is bullshit about this movie? So you know how he's writing all her reports, basically,
right.
Or he's kind of he's basically she says something and he just kind of puts it down.
I'll rewrite it smart.
Rewrites it a bit. Yeah. I think it's bullshit that she failed over the whale book. Come on, it was a good.
It's good.
That was a good take.
Yeah. I was like, she's like, I failed. I'm like, what? Yeah. Is it because of it's not the right thing that they were looking for?
It was the wrong format. It wasn't. What's it called?
Double space.
Yeah. I do like how the essay is very self-indicative of him. Like when you first hear him read it, you're like, oh. Sure, it's about, this book, but you're like, but it's about this man, right?
Yeah.
It's about him.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was an interesting thing that you see, throughout the film, how that's the through line, where you have the metaphor of, using Moby Dick and Captain Ahab's, problem with the whale and stuff as him dealing with his traumas, and how the reason he is what he is his white whale. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a really cool through line and theme that kind of goes through, at which, culminates into the very end.
What was your take on, I think Charlie was, pushed on trying to be honest when you're right?
Yes.
Because I thought that was really cool when I can't remember what poem they were talking about or book. Where she said, "Oh, I think this part sucks. I think this is shit." And he's like, "Yeah, why don't you write that down?"
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's an interesting idea. I also
feel like if you write stuff like that, it probably wouldn't be taken very well within school systems because everyone's like, "Yeah, but this book is really good. Moby Dick's amazing."
Yeah,
I personally think Moby Dick's good, but I don't say it's the best story I've ever listened to. So I'd write that, but you probably get a C for it because it's not what the other person wants. which is, you know, probably an issue with our system of learning.
Yeah.
Which has always been shitty. But
well, that's what she says too.
Yeah.
Like because she understands this.
yeah.
And I do like how he kind of pushes for that because, I mean, that's the thing that he likes, right?
Yeah.
He enjoys the sincerity in, like, talking about those things. And I thought that was cool. I understand why he wouldn't. I mean, like how he goes all scorched earth at the end as well.
Yeah, where he's like, fuck it, just write what you want.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. And then the school fires him because, you know, you're not
Well,
following.
I think
it's
he quits.
No,
No, he got
I think
scorched.
he got fired. 'Cause I think it's because how he goes about it.
Well, yeah, he kind of said like a fuck you, basically.
Yeah. But do you think he does that because he denied, I guess, his true identity for so long?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's the repression of it.
I think
right?
he also knows he's done. Like, even if he does survive, I don't think he wants to teach that way anymore. I think he basically scorches the earth. So he's gonna die.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, be yourselves. Or if he does survive, he wants to basically flip the coin and be a new person altogether.
Yeah.
So if he survives, he's like, you know what, this is how world should be. We shouldn't follow this. You know.
Well, because that's the culmination of his trauma, right?
Yeah.
That's like the reason he is in the position he is either repressed ideas or repressed beliefs or repressed Oh, I did that. Like
Ideas,
sexualities, stuff like that, right? And so as he goes scorched earth, you get a fuck it attitude, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm dying. This
Your
thing,
real self comes out.
yeah, I'm this thing. There's all you have left is you.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason he continues on the self-destructive path is there's a sense of liberation to him, whether it's healthy or not. I mean, you know, you can argue. It's a different discussion, but it's liberating to him in that sense, to where you get to the final scene where he achieves that full liberation in everything. He feels free.
Yeah,
And he made it back.
This whole movie's, I'd argue, is about like masking yourself, and like all the personalities you have that you hide from others. And that's what the whole movie's like. Oh, he's a teacher, but he doesn't show his face on camera because he's afraid of what people will judge him about.
Yeah.
Will people judge that he's a good teacher or not because of that in general, or if he's because of what he's teaching? And then you just have, he's gay in a period where that was probably very looked down upon.
Well, no, I mean, this is like 8 years ago.
Oh, is it 8 years?
Yeah.
Oh,
because there's
But it's also in Idaho, so
yeah, it's in Idaho.
It's in Idaho.
Because there's a newscast about like the 2016 elections.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, there was. Okay.
Yeah.
Which, even then, it's still, even now, it's still
Yeah.
looked down upon. Like, we're having issues with, look at Texas.
Yeah.
Fucking,
especially in fucking Idaho.
yeah, we live next door and we know.
Exactly, and that's just what it is. It's just the sad reality of seeing like people going through these traumas in lives and how they decided to deal with it.
Yeah.
And
I felt so bad when they introduced the pizza delivery guy, right? And then he seemed that he cared for Charlie, because he ordered fucking every day, right?
Yeah.
So at one point, like, if he stops ordering, like, dude, this dude's dead or whatever. Anyway, that one last scene where he goes and gets his pizza, and the dude is just waiting outside, and you're like, that's how you look like. And then he just leaves. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I just don't think you can do anything anyway, though. Like, what do you say?
No, he just looked disgusted. I'm just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's almost like another weird friend, which is weird to say. He doesn't see many people.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, I'm this guy. I deliver here every day. You okay? Do you want to talk about anything?
yeah, and this is the weirdness of like when he reveals himself like to the class, right? Where you have some of the people there's the people there's the people with looks of concern, right?
Yeah.
There's the people that are just like, holy
Disgusted.
fuck. Yeah, there's the people that are like, oh, gross. There's the
or
people
even
like
laughing,
the people like, oh, this is going on TikTok. Look at this crazy shit I'm just doing.
Like, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teacher reveal.
Like I said,
reveal.
and it's the weird just the way humanity deals with all these things, right? Because they don't think about it. They're just like, oh, this is the guy that gave me the Neff because I guess I didn't do things right. So fuck this guy. Anyway,
I wasn't honest on my essay.
Well, just imagine also you've had this teacher, we'll say for a full semester.
Yeah.
And then you get the reveal at the end of the semester. It's still a shock.
Yeah,
Like,
it's jarring.
yeah. it'd be like, oh, this guy would be like, he's a half-inch tall. It's still jarring because it's a big sway. It's not like an average Joe that you see on the street, which is, it's not right, but it's still shocking. It's just the way he looks. It's sad. It's depressing.
There was a scene that like bugged me for some reason. It was when the Mormon kid stole the dude's Bible that belonged to his partner.
Yeah.
And then he ended up with it at the end. I was like, what the fuck? I felt offended for him.
Well, I mean, like I said, it was just one of the. You can see his face when he sees it too.
Yeah.
It's just like this motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. Also, and that is that the highlighted passages that the other guy had that he learned from.
Used it against him. That's fucked up.
Of course. Welcome to religion.
No, but I really like the usage of that space. Everything pretty much took place in.
Well, it was a stage play.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
It was originally a stage play. So they just translated that into film.
Amazing.
It's also the same reason why I mean Darren Aronofsky kind of went with the 4:3 aspect ratio and stuff too. It's just meant to be the intimacy of just being in this space.
You're in a tight space.
Yeah, with a large man.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
My favorite scene was when he got the wheelchair. I got you a fat wheelchair.
He's like, what happened to the other person?
I don't know.
They died.
They got released. 6 feet under.
It was a good movie.
I love this movie.
All of the actors were fantastic. The cinematography was great. I think that it was a very compelling story.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this movie. Can't really comment on the score because I don't remember it. I don't think that's something I pay attention to. Or
I was more worried. I'm like, is he gonna die now? Is he gonna die?
I was gonna die. I'm like, my heart.
Because I was the whole time too. You're waiting like, how are these people gonna fuck him over too? At times, and I was like, oh.
I was waiting for the redemption. I was waiting for them to pull out the treadmill from that one movie where he.
Dude, I was just.
Or stationary bike.
Now that she knows there's $100,000 for her, she's gonna kill him. She's gonna kill him.
Well, he died.
Yeah.
What did it matter?
Did she kill him though?
Oh yeah.
I thought she was gonna I'm gonna make sure he dies soon so I can get that money.
I don't think you need to wait long. Like he brought you over because he knew he was dying.
Yeah, he knew he was done.
It's very like
you're
like, well, I'm just gonna sit here and hopefully get some homework done from him before he dies. Basically, what the whole movie was. Very fucked up.
It's that redeeming qualities for a father to be like, I was a shit father for 10 years, but I left you with $100,000. Forgive me, please.
Do you think this was the hardest movie out of the SAG movies to watch?
Out of what?
The SAG Awards.
To watch?
Yeah.
Not for me.
No?
No.
Which one was your...
Hard to watch?
Yeah.
I don't think they were hard to watch. I think the ones I enjoyed the least was Tar.
Oh, I mean hard to watch as in like... It, like you said, like it's like physically hurt you because you I don't know if you're putting yourself in the character or you just feel bad for the character. Like I agree with you. I think Tar is probably the worst of all the movies, but this to me was the hardest to watch because I just felt bad for him.
Oh yeah.
Or I felt bad for everyone through the whole movie. Because it just hurt.
I think this movie was similar to the one guy Otto or whatever.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet.
I really like the movie as well.
That one has what's his name?
That old guy,
Yeah,
Wilson. What's his name?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
He's a-
I was like, Wilson. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, oh, yeah. That's where it came to me. I'm like, oh, he's referencing the volleyball. Forrest Gump.
Yeah, him.
I was gonna watch that movie. I'm so happy I haven't watched it yet.
I like that movie. Yeah. But similar vibes, but this one's, I guess, it has more. I don't know, like
More pain.
more pain.
And
yeah.
What I love is you can see how good Brendan Fraser is as an actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's almost like a sad thing that he was out for what he was for so long, right?
Yeah.
And now just seeing this comeback and stuff, it's great.
Was it a fat suit? Or was it CG?
No, it's a fat suit.
No, it was real. He lost all the weight just before that.
He became morbidly obese for the role.
Like a Christian Bale in American Hustle when he got the gut, and then immediately had to get yoked for and
then became skinnier than a fucking rail.
for the mechanic, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, is his body okay?
His body's not okay.
it can't be.
He's probably lost 5 years on his life just from what he did in that maybe 2-year process.
That's like a 5-year
eating disorder
process.
now.
Well, probably.
Yeah,
I don't know. To me, this movie is a 9.
yeah, I'd
think-
have to agree.
I can't remember if I gave it a 9 or 9.5.
Yeah, it's just so good.
I think
It's
this is
such a
probably
good
one of the
movie.
best movies out of this year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I put it in my top 5 because it's painful.
Yeah, and it's funny too because you look at the director, and I think the director is so good at showcasing pain like this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the same guy who did Requiem for a Dream, right, and stuff like that. So, I feel like it elevated the whole experience, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Yeah,
Recommend
I'll give
it.
like a 9. Yep.
Recommend
Amazing.
this drama.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was just a little rough,
some
but
heavy drum. Yeah, there's something that was just like cringing.
I said there's
Yeah.
so many scenes where I felt like he had a moment of life to then just shoot himself, basically. I'm like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna be better. Made it worse.
He was better for a few seconds, and then
for that one brainwave of I can survive. I can be better.
God, I forgot what
Like,
triggered his binging
at the end,
at the end. Yeah,
was it his? It wasn't his wife.
wasn't it after talking to the kid? No,
No,
it was before that.
it might have been just like a flashback or something.
Oh, no!
no,
It's because
it
he
was-
gets the pizza. And he sees the guy outside.
Yeah,
Is it that?
yeah.
It was the pizza
Okay.
delivery guy.
I can't remember.
And that's like after they find out about the money and like everybody leaves him there and stuff. It was like right after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that was
then
like the tipping
nurse,
point.
The nurse leaves because she feels like betrayed because he
Yeah.
had his funds and yeah.
Yeah,
Very depressing movie.
Fuck. But it's
it.
great. Watch it.
it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
I would watch it again.
I will not watch it again. I do not need to be more depressed than we already are.
But The Whale's amazing. Go watch it. It's a good film.
I know it's not as depressing as Woman Talking. That movie's pretty fucked.
That movie's fucked. I like that movie a lot. It's very depressing drama again.
It's like it's not like half the nominations are supposed to be something like this.
The All Quiet on the war
All
movie.
Quiet in the Western Front.
That was also
That's
pretty
also,
fucked.
That's also pretty fucked.
I loved it in English when I first didn't realize.
It was a German movie.
Because I watched the first 10 minutes maybe because it's a lot of just action.
Yeah.
So you don't need mouth flaps to really work. So I'm like, this is not bad. And then the main scene where they're all trying to get recruited, and I'm
You're
like,
like, wait, what the fuck?
those mouth flaps don't match up. I'm like, oh shit, it's German. I gotta read it. Okay, well, let's
Yep.
go to German.
I mean, we can talk about that one later when we get to it. When we
I
we'll
think
talk
we'll
about
talk
that.
about all the Oscar nominees because this was not an Oscar nominee for Best Picture.
Was it not? Oh, he's up for Best Actor.
He's best
right?
actor, right?
That's what it
So,
is.
but this was up for Best Movie and SAG Awards, I believe.
Oh, okay.
He did win the SAG Awards, I think.
He didn't win Best Picture.
He won Best,
Best
Actor.
Actor.
He's been
Yeah.
winning Best Actor pretty consistently.
Because Best Picture and SAG went to Everything Everywhere
All
at
at
Once,
Yeah.
which is, in my opinion, probably the best movie of this week.
Of this week.
But
I do love that movie.
thank you everybody for watching. Go watch The Whale. It's good if you haven't seen it already.
It's on.
If you
It's on
don't,
Apple TV, I think.
if you don't want to be depressed and you still like Brendan Fraser, watch The Mummy. We got
Emotep up there.
Emotep
That
up
sticker's
there.
the best. The picture with like, go watch Fraser and the Mummy or whatever it is.
Anaxunamu. Nah, I'll never forget. We should just rewatch it. Remember when we watched those? We
Yes.
did a review of
Yeah,
Mummy. Yeah, go watch it.
Remember when
Yeah.
you guys made me watch all the Scorpion King movies?
Ah, that's right.
They're all
You did this to
time.
yourself. You did this.
Your
to
favorite
yourself.
actor of all time was in like the third one.
Oh, Ron Perlman's in there. Yeah.
Oh, like The Rock?
He's only in the first one.
He is only in the first
Oh,
Scorpion
wow.
King.
Totally
And then
forgot
it
about
just it starts off bad and it just goes deeper.
Man, thank you everybody for watching. Tell us what you thought about The Whale or any of the other Oscar-nominated movies.
Oliver takes a shit.
Down below.
And if you like The Whale, we have stickers about anime, which is nothing like that.
Nothing to do with The Whale.
But it supports us, or you can support us on Patreon, which we never talk about.
Support podcast if you like it. Buy stickers.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Peace.